What up, guys? Today I wanted to teach your lazy ass how to properly gain stage. Gain stage. Now that's French for watch your fucking levels, asshole. Basically, you just don't want to go into the red. That's all that means. It means watch your levels, okay? It's really easy. You would think it's common sense, but you know, I've heard mixes. People send me tracks and it's distorting, sounds muddy, nasty as fuck. I'm like bitter about it. Just watch your levels. I'm gonna teach you some tricks to kind of keep that always kind of ingrained into your head. If your instruments are clipping on the output, they're obviously clipping on the input. You're not gonna get very nice tones. Let's hop in here. Let's check it out. Okay, so here I have a session that I did a little while ago. It's just an idea that I started. The first thing that you wanna do in order to check your levels is you want to make sure that on your transport, you right click over here somewhere, depending on your version of Logic. Pre-fader metering. You want to make sure that this is checked on so that you can see this button. And then when it pops up, you have to enable it so that it's pre-fader metering. What that means is that you're metering the level that you see here, you see it before it's pre-fader. So that means that whatever movement you do on this fader doesn't matter because you're monitoring the level that sound is coming in at. Right now we have just this Spire, which is the main rhythm synth. So let me play this for you. Logic naturally will default to post fader metering, so that's why you have to make sure that that's turned on. And you see that whenever I turn down this fader, the meter wasn't affected. If it's post fader, if you turn this down, your level will decrease. Okay, so first thing that you want to do is when you have your session started, always turn your faders down. You never want to start writing music with everything at 0 because this is what it's going to do. Boom, right off the bat. You're already clipping. And then people are just going to be like, oh, well, let me just put a compressor on that. No, that's wrong. What you gotta do is everything has to be right from the start, from the beginning. So bring these back down. A good trick is to crank your output on your interface, turn that all the way up or most of the way up so that when you load a brand new instrument and you're about to play it and you play it, it's gonna play really loud and you're gonna be reminded, oh, I should turn down the fader on that instrument. You always want to leave the stereo out and the master at 0. Your auxes should always be at 0 as well. Unless you know what you're doing or you need to crank something in a subgroup and that's the fastest and easiest way, sure, turn that up or down a couple dB, but they should always be near 0. Some rules, of course, once you know what you're doing, you can break all the rules, but first you have to learn them. Let's say you don't do any of this. Let's say you just start, you kind of mess with the levels, but the overall level on your output, on your stereo out is going to clip. The reason why it's so important is that you're not going to hear it when you're mixing, and you're going to think your mix sounds good. But as soon as you render it out to a wave or MP3, the MP3 and the waves do not have headroom at all. If you're at the 0, the WAV file and the MP3 is going to distort. And when you're sending it out to A&Rs and producers and people you want to work with, you're going to look like a real dumbass. You're going to look like a noob, like a grade A douchebag. So don't do it. Watch your levels. So let's say I'm starting to write a song. Okay, so that's volume, that's basically gain staging here in the mixer. Before that, let's say you want to add some EQ and compression to this instrument. Here, this is a random Spire patch that I just loaded. Some of these patches are made like this. I don't know why, but they're made outputting at such a hot level. So I'll play it for you. Play a little riff here. Boom, you're already clipping and you're just playing the synth. So let's say you leave it like that and then you start adding a compressor. Now let's do an EQ first. I'll use my favorite EQ, the Renaissance EQ. You can see that it's clipping already. Already you're distorting this signal as it's going out of here into this one. So let's say you EQ it, you're EQing something that is distorted already. It's already on clipping, it's already overdriving. So whatever changes that you make, you're like, this sounds harsh. And you try to scoop this out. While you can't decrease the tonality so that it's less harsh, that tonality of it is still in there, even though you've taken this out. Does that make sense? It's like I said, it's a domino effect. It's gonna go down the whole chain. So once you start compressing, the tone's still in there. Let's say you even boost this. Let's say you start, some people don't know any better and they start boosting the fuck out of everything. Cool, so let's do that. Like, yeah, we want this synth to be nice and crispy. Give it some fat bass, even though it's not our bass. Put this as. You hear how that sounds so nasty already? It's already clipping out of this output into here, into there. So it's a domino effect. What you want to do is make sure that the output of this synth, whatever you're using, Massive, Spire, Serum, Sylenth, just make sure to turn the master level down of this synth so that it's not clipping here, and it's hard to mix something like this because it sounds like shit. You want to maintain healthy levels throughout your mix. Simple enough, right? Just don't go into the red. Always be very conscious of what you're outputting to the next plugin. And that's basically it. Go make some hits. All right, cool. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope you learned something. If you find this information valuable, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a comment. I love hearing back from you guys. I'm gonna put links to 2 of my latest tracks. Go ahead and check those out. They're on iTunes, Spotify. It's Follow Me and So High. I think there might be description little eyes up there that you can click as well. Cool, I'll catch you guys later. Party on, sucker. Well, cool. Hopefully I taught you something, you lazy asshole. But hey, at least you're kind of making the effort by watching these videos and learn as much as you can. Good job. Good job. I have no idea what's going on here. I just work here, man.